Hey, it's me, Lucas Roth, CFA, CPA, and Realtor. Imagine you are searching for properties online, you're getting serious about buying, and you're not sure that you need an agent because you feel savvy, you feel like you're informed and you're with it. And so you have the thought, okay, I'm going to contact listing brokers directly, okay? This video is for those types of people. First part of the video is going to be why somebody would contact the listing broker directly. Second part, we're going to explain the contract that exists between the seller of the property and their listing broker, because you need to be aware of that. And third, I'm going to walk you through how you actually do this successfully, right? How do you do it well? Okay, first thing, why contact the listing broker directly? There's two reasons. One is you want to get a better price. Two, you want to get better consideration, okay? So if there's nobody else that's trying to buy the property at that moment, then you're gonna say, okay, well, I don't have a broker that needs to get paid, so therefore I want the price to be lower for me. Or let's say there's multiple offers and you say, okay, well, just take my offer because you're not gonna have to pay a broker on my side, so my offer is more attractive, okay? Those are the two reasons why people do contact the listing broker directly, okay? So now let's get into the contract real quick, okay? So when a house is online, you're looking at it online on the search sites, you know, website like Redfin and Zillow and all that. You're seeing that house because it's on the MLS. The seller, to get it on the MLS, has signed a contract with the listing broker, okay? In that contract is a commission that's paid to the listing broker. And the total commission goes to the listing broker. Oftentimes it's 6%, okay? Also in the agreement is this sharing of the commission with a buyer's broker, call it that. And typically that's going to be half, that's going to be 3%. So in the case that a buyer shows up with a broker, purchases the property, and that broker is with that MLS, then there's going to be a commission that's going to go to that broker. And then the remainder stays with the listing broker, okay? So as the unrepresented buyer, your thought is like, okay, fine, I am going to swoop in and just take this out, right? So that 3% is going to not be a cost to the seller or the listing broker, and then I'll capture that money instead, okay? In reality, in this contract, unrepresented buyers are not contemplated whatsoever, right? So if you come in and then you just say, oh, I'm interested, and the listing broker writes your offer for you, well, what happens is there is no broker representing you. There is no buyer's broker. So the commission is not shared, and all 6% go to the listing broker. Okay, that's how the contract works. So you can come in here and you can gain leverage by doing this, but you have to do it right. Okay, and that's the next part of the video. How do you contact the listing broker correctly and do this in a way that will be mutually beneficial to you and to the listing broker? Okay, now I'm gonna paint you a picture of the last time I got one of these phone calls. So I'm an agent who represents buyers, represents sellers. So I get these phone calls, you know, with some frequency from people who are not represented. They want to look at the properties, right? So the last time I was on the couch, I'm watching my Seahawks beat the 49ers, right? And we never get tired of that. We love that out here in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? We love beating the 49ers. The phone call comes in and the person's like, hey, I'm an unrepresented buyer, right? And there's like a pause on the line as if like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do some cartwheels or something like that. In reality, I get a fair amount of these phone calls. And what I've learned through experience is that for the most part, these people are two things. One is that they're kind of cheap. They're just trying to like extract more value from the transaction by contacting me directly. And the other thing is that they don't care about me at all, right? They're just kind of interested in the property. They've seen it online. They might want to buy it, but they don't actually care about me. So they'll use me to like see the property and educate them and talk them through stuff. But the minute they decide they don't like that property, I'll never see them again, right? Because they're just going to contact the next listing broker and then the next one over and over and over, right? So it's not like some happy day for me to get a phone call like this, right? So I say, okay, you're an unrepresented buyer. Yeah, I like this property. I want to go see it. Can you show it to me in 20 minutes? You know, it's like, that's annoying, right? Super annoying. So I'm like, okay, well, you want to see it, so you haven't seen it, right? They're like, no, I just seen it online, okay. I asked them, are you pre-approved? Do you have a pre-approval letter? And they're like, huh? I'm like, yeah, have you talked to a lender and like have a document that says that they've underwritten you and gotten your documents and that you can purchase the property? And they're like, no, but I can get that tomorrow. That's not a problem. So it's like, what's just happened is we've determined two things, okay? This person has not demonstrated that they're serious, and they have not demonstrated that they're qualified, okay? And this is the minimum you need to establish for a listing broker to take you seriously, okay? So here's how you do that. Serious? If you're serious, see the house yourself, okay? Go to the house during an open house, spend lots of time in the home, and actually figure out that you really do want the home, okay? You're gonna have to see lots of homes. You're gonna have to educate yourself, right? That's what an agent would do for you, is they'd show you all the houses, get you familiar with the market, get you comfortable with the values, and then ultimately, after a lot of that legwork, then you get comfortable and you say, okay, I'm able to purchase a property, okay? If you want to cut that agent out of the equation and do it yourself, then you're gonna have to actually do it yourself. Go to the properties yourself, get familiar with the neighborhood, get familiar with what the values should be, and then then you're serious, right? Then you actually want to buy the property. To qualify, this is basic. You gotta go to speak with a lender, and you have to get a pre-approval letter, okay? This is the document that just unequivocally says, okay, you are actually a buyer. You're not just some person who's looking at stuff, but you can actually purchase a property. Okay, you gotta have both of those. Now, if you want to go even deeper and really get, into a spot where a listing broker will really want to speak with you, then you'll be serious about a property, you'll be ready to purchase it, and you'll tell them, here's the price that I want. This is the price that I'm going to pay for that property, okay? So if I'm at home, even if the Seahawks are beating the 49ers again, right? And the phone call comes in, and the person says, you're the listing broker of such and such property. I've been through it. I want to write an offer. I'm going to email you my pre-approval letter, and I want to offer X amount, okay? And I want a typical contract written. If you can do that, then I'll be very happy to speak with you, because you are a very qualified, good buyer. You've brought to me a deal that I can take to the seller, and then I can work with you on this, right? I'm not just starting from ground zero and just like showing you houses and convincing you that the value is good and trying to explain to you about the condition of the property and not everything. If I'm doing all of those things, then I'm just doing all of the work. So why would you get any of that commission for yourself, right? Because you're not doing anything. So that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, if you can take one thing away from this video, it would be that there's a high bar, right, for taking a commission out of the transaction for yourself, okay? It's not just, you can't just call up and be like, show me the house, explain to me the value, recommend some lenders, and then walk me through what I'm supposed to do to get qualified. If you're doing all those things, you're just some stranger that's calling a listing broker. And if they're busy, they're going to have zero interest in talking to you. And what they'll end up doing is what I do is I just direct those people to another agent who's in my office, who's kind of building up their business, and is happy to kind of do all that legwork for somebody who hasn't committed to them, right? So anyways, that's how you go about it, okay? Be serious, spend time educating yourself about the market, getting serious about the home, deciding you want to purchase the home, get your lending lined up. And if you do those things and then contact the listing broker and you have that information to give to them, then they'll be very interested in speaking with you. And that's when you've earned, right, some of that commission back to you in the sense of getting a concession on the price or just getting additional consideration for your offer. LucasRoth.com is my website. I'm trying to put out all these videos that'll help people educate themselves to make money in real estate, right? That's my whole thing. So enjoy your day. Go Seahawks. Talk to you soon.